It would be so stressful. Why is it not starting?
Not a good day. So today we've got a bit of an eventful thing going off here. So we've figured out that the 350 is actually starting to misfire. So that's not a good sign. We have investigated this a little bit. It's not compression. So we're going to have to delve straight into this, jump straight in, start stripping the engine down and figure out exactly what is going on. So this really, not a good day, because obviously we wasn't expecting this to happen at all. So, what? No, it's not a good day. So we're going to jump straight in and start stripping this engine down so we can figure out exactly what is wrong with the 350. So the first thing we're going to do is start stripping down this engine bay down here. So the brace has got to come off. The only problem with these V6s is everything is absolutely awkward to actually get to. So all this has got to come off. The cover's got to come off. The plenum's coming off because I want to properly inspect everything all down there just to make sure everything's all right. The only way we're going to get down there, again, putting the time in, stripping it all down and seeing what's going off. So this is going to be probably a long video. So grab a coffee. Sit back, relax, and watch me get stressed out.
Oh, you came and tucked your way into my heart. Oh, you look at me in ways I never loved. With you I know that this is all, so I don't need to take it slow. If you want me, then I believe that there's a simple remedy. We don't need no miracle. I think we've seen it all. Just make the call. I'll come running over. We don't need no miracle.
You ever start something and wish you never even actually attempted it? Because this is what's happening right now.
No miracle. It's unconditional. Just make the call, and I'll be yours. I'll come running over. We don't need no miracle. It's unconditional. Just make the call, and I'll be yours. Don't need a miracle. Oh, you open up a world behind the stars. Oh, you make me see the things I never saw.
Alright, so plenum's off. As you can see, we've now got access to the actual rocker covers. So what I'm going to do, take all the coil packs out, take the loom off, because again, you do have to take all that off. You don't need to touch the solenoids, hopefully. What I want to do is I want to inspect the spark plugs in there and inspect the rocker covers themselves, because I've noticed there's a little tiny bit of oil down this side. So I'm wondering if there is a little bit of oil actually in the plugs. The only way to find that out is obviously strip it all down, and as you can see, there's not much room in there to actually get the coil packs out. You can get them out with it all on, but it's best just to take it all off, because if the rocker covers or anything need replacing, or the coil packs or anything like that, we can do that while it's all off. It's just so much easier. The car can stay inside because we've got the space until we do that. So we're going to continue stripping this down, take the coil packs out, inspect these plugs, enjoy.
With you I know that this is all, so we don't need to take it slow. If you want me, then I believe that there's a simple remedy. We don't need no miracle. I think we've seen it all. Just make the call. I'll come running over. We don't need no miracle. It's unconditional. Just make the call, and I'll be yours.
so obviously upon inspection of that, you can see from that little cinematic that there is oil on the plugs. So really, this points to something to do with the rocker cover, because obviously oil's getting in there somewhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove the rocker cover, inspect it, and see what's going off. Obviously on the V6 there is 2 on this because there's 3 on 3, so it's sat like this. So we've got to take both sides off. The driver's side seems not so bad, a little few bits, but the outside is leaking a little bit. But obviously this could be the problem with the misfire, with oil being in there. You can tell the difference between these 2 plugs. These plugs, by the way, are only about 3-4 weeks old, so you can see there that that's covered in oil right on here. So that needs to obviously be cleaned up. So what we're going to do, because these are only 3 to 4 weeks old, clean these up, change the rocker covers if they need changing, which I'm suspecting that they do, and then obviously put it all back together. Jack is here, he's not like missing, he's just working on the Aristo. He's here, look. Hello. But you guys already seen the Aristo finished, so this is like kind of Inception, isn't it? They've already seen that finished, but it's not finished right now, but it is finished right now.
Just some little bits.
But it's already been finished. So we're going to get on this, take these rocker covers off, inspect them. I'll let you have a gander at them because they look all tasty.
Just some nice words.
What? Moist.
Moist.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, what else is moist?
Hey?
You know what else is moist?
What? just gone silent. Don't. All right, so.
That will be blocked out, don't worry.
Sorry, Jack, I'll put them in the right order. Yeah, we're just going to clean all these up, just double check everything, take the rocker covers off, and if we need to get rocker covers, we're going to get some. You'll see that in this same video, so don't worry, you don't have to wait for us to get them delivered or anything like that. But I am going to go and search a few bits on these because I believe the rocker covers are actually prone for going on these. Now, again, apparently Nissan, when you get them from there, they only last for about 45,000 miles, which really isn't that great. So it's seeming like it is a common thing. I'm just going to go and have a look at a few other options, see what there is, see if we can do any sort of seals or anything like that. If not, we're just going to get some new rocker covers and go that way, and hopefully the seals are in there. But first we're going to take it all off, see what the actual problem is, and then we can go from there. But this is just really stressful, way too much to do. Strip a V6 down, they said. It would be fun, somebody said, but it ain't fun. However, again, you do know that this is getting an engine swap at some point, but this is just all maintenance. We do have a plan for this engine when this engine comes out of this, so stay tuned for that. You won't be disappointed. Alright, so looking at the rocker cover, obviously the gasket does come out, so that's not a massive issue anyway. But we're going to get a new one of these to put back on. But if you look here, these are actually rock solid. So this is what's stopping the oil from going into the spark plug chambers, which obviously evidently they're not doing a very good job. If they're rock solid, then obviously it's not going to seal around it properly. The softer it is, the better. This is what fails on them. Now I've had a quick look, and you can get pieces that replace this. However, those pieces, you have to cut these ones out and then you have to basically bodge it back in. To be fair, I don't want to do that. I don't really drive the car that much anyway, so I've just bought some new rocker covers already, which we're going to get in about 2 seconds. You guys don't have to wait for them to come here, but I'll show you the difference between the rocker covers on these little seals here. Alright, so this is a new rocker cover. Again, you guys didn't have to wait very long. New gasket on this side. You can see straight away here how much more flexible that these actually are. So this will give it a really good seal. So that is one of the problems, obviously, with it misfiring. So we've got to switch all this over, switch the other side as well, because there's no point in doing one side without the other. So I have got both rocker covers. Going to go ahead, strip one side, well, put this side back on, bolt it all back down, jump onto the other side and do the same and just inspect that. There's not as much oil on the driver's side as there is on the passenger side, so that kind of tells me that there's not a massive issue on the driver's side. But again, what's the point in going through all this process
replacing one side, doing another couple of thousand miles, and then the driver's side going. So we may as well do them both at the same time. That way we don't have no issues. So we're going to jump ahead, do that. Hopefully this causes, this stops the misfire that we're having. We're going to clean up all the plugs as well and put all those back in, and then see what happens. So enjoy all this of us putting it all back together. If we find anything along the way, we'll update you. So I asked Jack to do one job. No, I'm joking.
And now he's ended up on the floor.
No, so Jack's just putting in one awkward bolt for me. He has dropped the bolt, so he's now trying to find the bolt. But who thought that changing rocker covers would actually be so stressful? Like there's no room in there. You haven't found it, have you? You haven't found it, have you? Where did you drop it?
Oh,
great. So that's the 5th cylinder. You'll have to bleep that out.
sick, thank you.
But what we're going to do here is no, but the loom itself all the way around. Obviously, to get it in place, you have to work around it. You like wraps around the top of the actual block and everything itself. So to actually get the rocker covers in, it's so difficult. Like, why did they make things so like hard? And plus, there's not any room in the engine bay itself to actually do anything. So again, what we're going to do now is obviously Jack's just putting that last bolt in, tightening everything all up on that side. We did lubricate these seals a little bit as well to make it so it's actually really tight. We've cleaned down in where the spark plugs sit as well, so the actual spark plug tube, we've cleaned all that out so there's no oil sat in there. We're going to do the same for the driver's side. Again, why Nissan made this so difficult, I don't know. That means obviously I'm hoping with the 370 that they've changed it, because obviously in generations you would like to think they make things easier, but 9 times out of 10 that's not the case, unfortunately. So this is like a really stressful thing, something that you'd think could take probably like on a VXR what, 25 minutes, 30 minutes. This is like what, 6 hours. It's going to take 6 hours, and that's not messing around, that's full on just getting stuck in and sorting it all out. Yeah, I'm talking to you guys now, but Jack's not stopping doing what's going off. Like we just taking it in turns. When I'm speaking, he's jumping on, and when obviously I'm jumping on there, that's what's happened. Jack, have you just... Oh, never mind. Well, I actually thought it just dropped it in the cylinder. Bye-bye 6 cylinder, eh?
No, I'm not stupid as Scottish look.
We're going to now strip down the driver's side once that's on, put the new rocker cover on there again, clean the actual tubes out again, repeat the process. The joys of having a V6, eh? The joys. So once that's done, we're going to rebuild her all back up, start her up, hopefully that's fixed the problem. You might be sat there thinking, okay, yeah, you are engine swapping it, so why are you going to all this debt? I did mention earlier that we do have a plan for this engine straight after this has been taken out, so this is why it's kind of important that we get this sorted. You will see a video of us remapping this as well and giving it a wild map. It is going to be a few dyno runs on there as well, so that will all be explained, and we'll see you guys while we're stripping down this other side.
Great difficulty.
Right, so this rocker cover's on. I'm just tightening up the last of the bolts. Now, we're hoping that it's going to start, because there's a lot of stuff that needs to come off of the car for this. It's not necessarily a quick job, as we've mentioned already. It's actually really, like, excuse my language, annoying and stressful, because it's something so simple for a little seal. Yeah, it takes so much actual stuff to come off of the car. If the loom was actually the other way around the back of the engine, if you want to just pan down here, you can see the loom that comes all the way around the front, a bit like a U shape. If that was actually around the back, it'd probably be 10 times easier. So stress at Rusty Autos. Again, we don't really show sometimes some of the bad stuff that happens on videos, which again, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. I think we are going to start showing more of the stuff where it is stressful, because some stuff is stressful. Again, if you guys do want to see as well, obviously behind the scenes of, say, running a business and what we actually do at Rusty Autos, and like the stuff you wouldn't necessarily see, then we will actually show you that, because that would be quite an interesting video for you guys to see. There is quite a lot of in-depth of booking in obviously jobs, replying to everybody, doing the sticker side of stuff, doing the YouTube side of stuff, actually working on the cars. We could actually set something up, so another camera somewhere else, and you would actually see this from a different perspective possibly. If you guys want to see that, we can do a little clip all together. Just make sure you're smashing that like button, commenting down below, and just say that you do want to see that, because I think that would actually be quite interesting for you guys to see. We do get asked a lot of questions. We try to reply to everybody as much as possible. Obviously we'll show you some of the messages that we're replying to, which will then really give people a few shout outs if they're asking for work and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So we're going to jump back on this, put it all back together, and yeah, probably cry after because it's not going to start. Right, so here you can see the 3 spark plugs. These are the ones that was pretty much drenched in oil. We've cleaned these up all nicely. So now the both rocker covers are on, I'm going to go ahead, put the spark plugs back in, put the coil packs back in, connect the loom, put all the other pipes and everything back on, and see if she starts. So enjoy this little cinematic of the 350 being put back together, and we will get back to you with either good news or bad news. Find out soon. So the 350 is all back together now. We've put everything on. That was the cause, obviously, of the misfire, we're hoping. We have obviously cleaned all the spark plugs. We've replaced the rocker covers. It's got new gaskets in there, so everything should be all good. We are expecting a little bit of smoke, if there is any, because there was a little bit of coolant dripped at the back, but that will just burn off anyway. So if that does happen, that's not going to be so bad. We obviously know that some coolant's gone down there somewhere. So we're about to see if it's going to start up, because I have a feeling I've missed a plug somewhere. But we'll see. So, right, Jack, go on. Why is it not starting?
And turn key out.
Oh. Don't make me panic. Alright, so, take 2. Jack, turn the key this time, please. Okay, so it starts. That's a good sign. Obviously, for the back of the car itself, for the misfire, it doesn't sound like a misfire, even though it is very loud. I'm hoping you guys can hear it. What we're going to do is we're going to wait for it to come off of cold start, sorry, and jump on a warm start. Then we'll be fine, but it actually sounds like it's fixed the problem, which is absolutely fantastic. So we'll see. We'll cut to it in 2 seconds when this is now warm. Alright, so it's now off of a cold start, it's on a warm start. It doesn't sound like it's misfiring. Obviously you have to remember it's a decat, so it is going to be loud already in general. So Jack's going to just give it a little rev. I'm going to stand out the way because I know how loud this thing can be. It does actually ring your ears. Don't do it too loud, obviously, because of the neighbours. But just give it a little rev just so we can hear the exhaust. Just a little blip. Little blip. See, that didn't sound like no misfire, so that's absolutely awesome. Obviously that was only, how many RPM with that?
I don't know, put that to 900.
So you'll see that, eh?
8.
Nah, goes to 10. Goes to 10 now, it's been mapped.
Is it?
However, no. So we're going to go and do the remapping on this again. So we're getting the map changed to a wild map. You'll see that in the next one. It's going to be on the dyno, so don't miss that as well. So see you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe, notification icon's on, and we got there in the end. So see you guys soon.